Hey folks, how's it going? It's Matt Duncan. We're just about to start episode 57 of Podcast Fat Boy. Yeah, let's go.
Who's a fat boy?
Podcast Fat Boy.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to December. We are in the month of Christmas. We are in the month of Hanukkah. We are in the month of Kwanzaa. All these holidays, what do they have in common? We want to eat more. We want to drink more. It's getting darker and darker until December the 21st, when it's the darkest day of the year, and then light slowly begins to creep back into our lives. And I don't even know what the fuck is going on right now in Ontario. Do we have daylight savings? Is this what it's like now all the time? Or are we making one more switch? I don't really know. I know they voted to stop the switch, I believe, in Ontario. A lot of important things going on. And I love that, you know, with us all being home and fucking annoyed by everything, by this virus, by you know how static our lives are. We are getting some things done that have been annoying us for, I guess, quite some time. You know, you need a little bit of that grind, that anger to get some things done. So now we do. Now apparently daylight savings is over. So I don't know what's going to happen there, but thank God, guys. I'm rocking the Dixon MD1178 today. That's the mic I'm using. I was feeling a bit nostalgic. I don't know if this sounds good. This is the cheapest mic that I own. This is the first mic that I ever bought. That was, you know, actually I bought it for stand-up when I was in college. This is a 17-year-old mic. And, you know, I used to do a lot of stand-up on this mic. I used to have a room in a friend's house that we would have people over. It was called Club 853 at my friend Chantel's apartment. And our friends would come over and we would do stand-up. And we would practice before we went out to the bigger clubs and stuff. It was kind of fun for a little bit. And this is the mic that we used. Now, it really shows you, you know, I've got $200 mics. This is a $20 mic. Is there a difference? Now, when you have a $700 mixer that has all kinds of audio processing effects to big bottom it and everything else, to me, it sounds pretty damn good, you know, for a 17-year-old $20 mic. Feeling nostalgic. Thank you, Larry Horowitz. That's comedian Larry Horowitz who told me to get this mic along with a PV Solo amp so that I could go into bars and negotiate with managers to start a comedy night and an open mic to annoy people. I think in the 2000s, maybe late 90s to the mid 2000s, bars got really annoying with live comedy and open mics being started at the back. I remember I think the Humber Comedy Program is to blame for that. Why I'm sure a lot of bar owners say, get the fuck out of here. But it was an exciting time. And now I'm using it on this precious podcast that we've had. You know, we're coming up to what, 7 years? 6 years? I guess 6 years. No, 7 years. It'll be 7 years since episode 1 in April of 2014. Boy, has it changed. We've talked a lot about the changes on this podcast. It's changed remarkably over the years. I don't have guests anymore. I don't have a Twitter account. You know, I don't have Instagram. I don't promote this podcast. The people that find this podcast, it's a special treat for you. Something brought you here in the universe without having to hashtag it on some form of social media. You know, this is a pro fast food fitness podcast, one of the only in the business. If you have shame about fast food, this is the place to come. Now, I'm not saying that we're idiots, like, you know, conspiracy theorists, Trump supporters, toting election fraud. That's not us. We know fast food is bad. We know that if you leave a burger just in a tin can for 20 years, it won't really change much. But that is what is truly amazing about fast food. We're probably eating just fake plastic stuff, but it tastes so damn good. You know? So in moderation, this podcast does promote eating fast food. And especially since we are in North America, if they're known for anything, if the Italians have their food and I can't think of any other, I just think of Italian food, Indian food, these countries that are known for their cuisine. America is known for their fast food. Cheap, gross, sloppy, addictive fast food. So we do have to give them that. And there's still a lot going on right now with, there's the coronavirus. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about that in the health news update. This Trump stuff, since the reboot, we have talked a lot about Trump. There's a lot of fear. What would he do during his term? I really thought that the world would be over by now. So he proved me wrong there, but he doesn't want to leave, which I do think he actually kind of does want to leave. He's just playing the heel right now. Everything he's doing right now, Donald Trump loves to play the heel. Ever since he did that WWE fucking thing with Vince McMahon, where he played the heel, he is playing the heel just so that he can keep his support up, because he's going to need fucking money when he gets out of the White House. He knows all this shit isn't, this election fraud, this fucking family, I can't fucking stand them. I just saw a picture of them all at Camp David. All those fucking hideous looking kids, those it's like aliens tried to make humans from memory from just doing one flyover in the 50s. Came up with the fucking Trump DNA. God damn, they're hideous, those people. Lots of shit news about them right now. A friend of Ivanka's, she's a kid. A friend of Ivanka Trump that she grew up with said one of her first memories of being her friend was Ivanka blaming a fart on someone else when they were in school. And I can imagine what that fart's like. I can imagine it. It's pretty gross. It's a deep broccoli fart, but this person ain't eating broccoli. Let's put it that way. That they're not eating enough vegetables. But it's got that smell like when you cook broccoli or you cook cauliflower and it just reeks your house. I don't know why, but it's there for fucking days. So I get it, Ivanka. When you have a fart issue like that, you do need to blame it quick. Get out in front of it. Don Jr. diagnosed with COVID. Also saw something where someone posted his hideous high school or prep school graduation photo, and how it always has little blurbs underneath that you're supposed to write. I don't remember what I did for mine, if I did anything funny, or it's very clear that Don Jr., he listed all his nicknames, and just by looking at the nicknames, people hated him. Trumpy, Schnon, and my favorite, Stank, is one of his nicknames. That's the one thing that if I were to get close with the Trump family, I would hope that I'd be like, "Hi, Don Jr., nice to meet you. Oh, please, call me Stank." One of my favorite nicknames, Stank. What stinks about him? God damn it. Disgusting people. Apparently he used to fucking get real drunk in university and college and shit all over people's beds. Piss and shit. His family loves to piss and shit themselves. Which brings me to the patriarch of the family, Mr. Donald Trump, who's cutting cakes in the Oval Office into diapers. Cutting cakes. Has any president cut cakes in the Oval Office as much as Donald Trump? He has probably shit himself in that office. Of the 4 years he's been in power, I'm going to say 2,000 times he shit. Maybe just a little some days. Little fucking puddle squirt. But he's been cutting cake in there. Disgusting man. Just a very disgusting man. So yeah, that's kind of where we stand with the Trump family. I have to do my little Trump rant. Who knows what the fuck's going to happen though? I'm still a little worried. And I thought fucking Kim Jong-un was dead. Apparently he's not. What the fuck's going on there? We kind of breezed over that. But I guess that's the way it goes. So let's move on to a fitness update.
Fitness update.
Oh God, fitness update. Okay. You know what, guys? It's honestly been going really well for me fitness wise. I've been working out a lot. Last week, I think I worked out 6 days. This week I'm up to, what is it today? Today's Thursday. So I'm going to work out today. That'll be 3 of 4 days so far. Try to get in 5 or more. And, I was doing the Darebee.com, completed the month of the Darebee.com chest and shoulders challenge with vegan correspondent Dan, which, felt good. I don't like shoulder taps. They really hurt my shoulders. I don't even know if is that supposed to be targeted, the shoulders? Because my shoulders fucking ache like crazy when I do them. And I've asked around in the shoulder tap world, and apparently, yes, your shoulders just feel like shit if you're doing them right. So that was fun, but we're moving on. We're doing an ab one now for the month of December because, you're eating the calories, you're eating the chocolates, you're drinking the eggnog, if you're me, almond nog. I don't drink I can't drink milk or egg milk or whatever it is. Almond nog might be a little bit healthier, obviously, no cholesterol. Put a little rum in it. I'm going to stop and get some rum tonight. Some out of rum. Put in my almond nog. God damn it. And this moves me on to exercise bike update. So I don't know if I talked about it on the pod, but I bought it. Yeah, I did, obviously. I've written on it on Blogcast Fat Boys. Well, I bought a new exercise bike. Got it for my birthday from mom. I've had it just over 2 weeks now. And it's a fold-up bike. I like the idea of it. It's not, the resistance on it is not very strong. So to get a good workout, you got to pedal pretty fast on a high resistance. But I'm okay with that. It's not really hurting me in any way. I had to buy a ridiculous gel seat for it because I don't know, for a bike that has such a low goddamn weight capacity on it, whose ass is big enough that they need this wide fucking seat? It's the widest seat I've ever seen. It's like some kind of small people with bubble butts or something. I just don't know if they exist enough to make a seat designed for them. It's a ridiculous seat. Why can't it be more normal? I guess they're thinking that if you spread it out a little bit wider, then it's going to take off that taint pressure that you're so used to feeling. But it doesn't. It doesn't because it's not comfortable. They don't put enough foam in it. So you have to get a gel seat. It looks ridiculous. I'm staring at it right now. I've named it Clunker. I've got 2 stickers on it. I've named it Clunker. And the reason I named it that is because, it clunks. As I start riding, around the 25-minute mark, it just starts clunking. The flywheel, the bearings, I don't know what the fuck it is. All I know is that once it cools down and I start again the next day, it's not clunking right away. So I think it's something to do with the heat. I think it's just, very cheaply made parts. And I think I'm done with these exercise bikes that have the cover over the flywheel and stuff. I've got my eye on a new one that's double the price. The only thing I'm scared about is it doesn't have any reviews. And I'm going to try and take this back through Amazon so I can get the $200, put it toward the $400 bike. So I'm only really paying another $200. I'm paying $200. Maybe I'll ask for Christmas. Who knows? But I like this bike. I do. There's something about it that's nice, but it's unfortunately, it's going to probably break down in a couple of months or sooner Could be any time now because the clunking does get worse. And the other frustrating thing, the main reason that I got rid of the last bike was, for one, the digital screen. I was having issues with that. Right, I had to take the batteries out. This one's completely inaccurate. I don't trust it at all. I find it kind of funny that I do 30 minutes on this bike and go 10 miles, and the resistance is not as hard as my last bike. And I do the same amount of time on my old bike with a harder resistance, which means like technically you're supposed to go a little bit further if you're using the harder resistance, right? Is that how it's calculating it? Or is it just like treating it like it's a hill? Because I think that's really just what it is. I think it's just how fast you pedal. I just don't think that any of these exercise bikes are that sophisticated unless you get something like the Peloton or something that's over $1,000, which I'm not going to fucking spend. Christ's sake. So really, I think it's just the intervals. Faster you pedal, further the distance. But the difference of 10 kilometers versus 10 miles, I don't know. I don't know, man. That's really far off. And the time on this thing's always 3 minutes fast. Everything's probably fucking out of whack on it. So it was a good idea, and I think it is the right kind of bike for people that are over 60 years of age, that are beginners, that are, like I've had grandparents that needed exercise bikes that, they just want to keep the blood going because they can't go for walks. It's too dangerous. But even that, I find it's kind of an awkward thing to get on for old people. I find it's kind of weird to get on. So that could pose a hazard for old people. But I think, if it works for you, it works for you. I think I'm a little bit more advanced than a beginner. I've been, riding exercise bikes for years, and I do need something that, is a little bit better. So I got my own one that's more of a spin bike. That's, pretty affordable, $400. And I'll document that, I got to go find a box now to fit this fucking thing in 4 feet wide, fuck, this is going to be hard. I hope I can find something that I can jam it in so I can take it back to Amazon, get the gift card that I can put toward the new bike. So anyway, that's what's happening with me. The goddamn fucking exercise bike saga continues. And it just is what it is, I just got to get the right bike for me. I love the biking, and I clearly am going to be staying inside for the rest of my life. So, fuck it.
Health news. News that is health related.
All right, we got some health news here. I guess we got to talk a little bit about the coronavirus update, give you two kinds of updates on this. Apparently we got the vaccine coming. Apparently we'll be able to get our first dose in January, but apparently it's going to be very hard to get that dose. Full rollout, we're probably not going to get it till the end of next fucking year. God damn it. So what are we doing? Keep staying inside like this? Fuck. Coronavirus shit. It's so fun seeing people who don't take it seriously. Think it's a hoax or this bullshit, and then you hear about other people dying constantly, and why are we so divided? And this is the worry now. I don't know, now that it's December, we're all feeling that family strain, and now you're learning which family members aren't really lining up on the same side of the fence as you as far as coronavirus. There's certain ploys now to get the family gatherings to happen. Well, they're telling us not to more than ever, getting through Thanksgiving and now Christmas time. People are wanting to hang out. People, you really feel it. And I want to hang out too. But it's just not fucking safe. Especially in blended families. It's like I get together with my step siblings, and that opens up probably a bubble of 500 people. It's just, you just can't. So that's a fun stress to fucking deal with at this time. I don't know if anyone else is feeling it. But it's just a fun time because you start to get hints about which family members are kind of getting tired of taking this thing seriously, which is a struggle. So, cases keep going up. And where I live, it's not really locked down, which is hilarious. It's like the busiest fucking region in Ontario. Definitely one of them. But, Dougie can only do so much because he's got to get a new election going. I don't even know if he'll run. Fucking wiener. So it's just been a weird goddamn time with this current, we're all trying to get through it. We're all trying to deal with it. And now that it's getting darker and it's getting colder, it's just like, I'm starting to feel a little bit more miserable, and that's why you want to work out as much as you can. Just get some exercise. Even if you don't have equipment at home, go for a walk. Did that yesterday and it didn't feel like it helped, but I think it helped. Just keep that blood flowing. Try to get some, positive goddamn thoughts going through your mind. It's another little bit of health news, little different turn. I've been eating a lot of goddamn chips lately. I feel like that's been part of my winter hibernation. Can't keep my hand out of a bag of chips. That's probably why the weight ain't falling off quite like it should be with all the cardio that I'm doing. So I found this article on yahoo.com. It's from a site called Eat This Not That. And Erica Barganier, she made a list of the 15 unhealthiest chips on the planet. On the friggin' planet. So I thought it was interesting to go through these. See, I won't start the whole thing. I won't start from the top because, number 15 is the Pringles Baconator. Pringles Baconator flavored chips, which I don't think they're available here. I don't think I've seen those. Have you seen those? That's disgusting. At 14, Cheeto Puffs cheese flavored snacks. Cheeto Puffs. You might assume that Cheetos could escape this list, considering their snacks could almost fit the description of crackers, and their cheese puff lines have so much air in the product. Don't let your guard down. These supersized cheese puffs pack in the calories with just a mere 13 pieces. With a whopping 10 grams of fat for such a small serving, avoid these bite-sized diet destroyers. Coming in at 13, we have Funyuns. Yeah, those I never thought those would be healthy. 12, Doritos cheese-flavored chips. Number 12, that's the worst, A lot of sodium, a lot of saturated fats. It's a classic diet killer. See, here's another one I don't think we have. Pringles Wavy Applewood Smoked Cheddar Chips. It seems like anything with cheddar is really bad. Number 10, Ruffles Cheddar and Sour Cream Chips. I feel like we have those. Cheddar and sour cream. I know I've had sour cream and onion. Love having those. Glad they didn't make the list. Here's a strange one that I thought was weird. Number 9, Tostitos Strips Tortilla Chips. Next time you host a party and want to serve salsa, think twice about what kind of tortilla chips you use to scoop your dip. If you ignore the nutrition label, you'll feel shocked to learn that only 11 of these tiny tortilla strips pack in a solid amount of fat and calories. Whoa, dude. Okay, like 8 Fritos, 8 and 7 are different kinds of Fritos. I don't fucking eat Fritos. I know what I like. I like Fritos. Not me. Number 6, Snyder's of Hanover real peanut butter filled pretzel pieces. Ooh, pretzel filled peanut butter are definitely going to be a killer. Okay? Just because you might prefer a pretzel over a potato chip, don't think you have it made out of the proverbial woods. These bite-sized treats pack in a punch of fat and salt due to their loaded peanut butter centers. If you indulge too heavily in these pretzels, going over your daily recommended fat content would be all too easy. And as it says in the article, do your waistline a favor, okay? And pass these over next time you feel the urge to snack. You know who I'm talking to. And then we go down the list. 5, Ruffles Double Crunchy Zesty Cheddar Flavored Potato Chips. Snyder's of Hanover again. Cheddar Cheese Flavored Sourdough Pretzel Pieces. Okay, I don't know if we have these in Canada. Santitas Yellow Corn Tortilla Triangles. I don't know if we have Santitas either. They're number 3. It's kind of amazing. And surprisingly, the worst brand for your health seems to be the Kettle brand, which you wouldn't really think. Number 2 being the Buffalo Bleu. And the number 1 overall is the Spicy Queso Kettle brand Crinkle Cut. Coming in at the worst offending chip on the market with a meager 9-chip serving size. And the flavor hits you with 8 grams of fat and no nutritional benefit at all. With a chip that burns off so fast and leaves you feeling hungry moments after consuming, don't give this choice a chance next time a snack craving hits. Oh, last thing I was thinking about those chips before we move on to some other shit is, sometimes I think about it. I wish that there was a chip genie that I could, if there was a genie and I got the 3 wishes, one of the wishes, I just said, fill a room with all the chip bags I've ever eaten in my life. I want to know, and you could do this for many things in your life. And I'm sure every genie has to deal with one of these requests. Must be very tiring. Even if it runs through his head like some program in the Matrix being downloaded, it must be terrible for the chip genie. Yeah, if I could get a genie that's just specifically for chips, usually he just gets you whatever chip you want. But if you want to see all the chips you've eaten in your life, all those bags stacked up in a room, go for it. I feel like I could fill a room. God, I don't know. I feel like I've gone through a lot of times in my life where I didn't eat chips. During my trainer years, I didn't touch chips. God damn. It's as you get older and you start to go, oh, fucking cares. You're going to die of something. You start to get that as you get in your mid-30s, your late 30s. I'll fucking die of something. Fuck it. This is my smokes. People smoke. This is my cigarette. I've been trying to watch the Godfather collection. I'm trying to, beef my way up to the 3rd one. I've never seen it. I've owned the collection for probably close to 15 to 20 years. And I've never watched the 3rd one still. And I've heard it's the worst. People hate it. It's la-da-dee, la-da-da, but I want to watch it. So I watched the first. They're fucking long, man. They're over 3 hours, these movies. They're good. They're good. They're real good. First 1 and 2, Marlon Brando's a weird fucking cat. Just think about him like, writing his dialogue on babies' diapers and shit because he doesn't want to memorize them. I mean, that's a fucking skill in itself. It's not that easy to read cue cards and shit. And I think it's hilarious that, he would have it on Billboard. That's the fucking, when you've got the power. I thought that you knew you had the power when you were like Jack Nicholson working a deal to get a cut of every Batman film there is when he signed on to play the Joker in 1989. I thought that was fucking power. No, it's, I'm not going to memorize any fucking lines. So wherever I'm looking, put the lines down any way you want. Because I'm not going to remember one fucking thing. Marlon Brando. Just the more you look into that guy's life, the stranger it fucking gets. So, Godfather 1 and 2. Hey, great to go back. I forgot that, James Caan died in the first one. I thought it was the second one. I kind of forgot, but I'm having a good time, and I think I'm there. I'm ready for number 3. So I'll let you know how that goes. Maybe I will. Maybe I fucking won't. I don't know. So the last thing I'll leave you with is a little, because you know how much I love Donald Trump and how disgusting his family is and how gross they are. A lot of facts coming out about them now. So I've got, to finish the podcast, just got a little interview with a comedian named Noel Casler. He's a New York stand-up, and he worked on the set of Celebrity Apprentice in the late 2000s. And here's his take on Diaper Don.
The diapers is not a joke. It depends. You know, Diaper Don is trending, but it's based in reality. He would often soil himself on The Apprentice set. He's incontinent from all the speed, all the Adderall he does, the cocaine that he's done for decades. You know, all that stuff has a laxative, and it has an effect on your bowels, and his are uncontrollable. He's worn diapers since probably the 90s, but I saw it firsthand in the 2000s on Celebrity Apprentice and late 2000s, and we'd have to stop the show and change him, you know, and that was Keith Schiller's job. He would take him off set, he would wipe him down. Our nickname for Keith was Wet Wipes. It's not a joke. It's happened several times. And you've seen it happen while he's in office. You've seen he was in the Oval Office with Erdogan, and you could clearly hear him sort of evacuating himself. He did it in front of Senator Feinstein, Dianne Feinstein,
Cutting cakes
at a press conference. So he does it, and he almost sits there like and unaware of it. You know, and one time I saw Ivanka have to go kind of whisper in his ear, and then Keith came and took him off stage. He'll also do it in a rage, and this is where it gets really drug related. He'll start to freak out. You know, one time there was the word arbitrage on a cue card, and he started screaming that the script department was setting him up. You're setting me up. And he just freaked out and then very loudly evacuated his bowels. You could smell it, you know, and the guy who was holding the boom mic, you know, was tearing up. So that's where the nickname, the SHIT show came from.
Shit show.
The crew nickname for Celebrity Apprentice. So when you hear Diaper Don, it's not a joke. He tries to hide it. I'll give you one more fact. If you look up the video of him when he was doing the WWF thing, he tackles a guy on the ground outside of the ring, and you can clearly see the outline of the Depends in his pants. And that was back in the early 90s. So he's lost control of his bowels. He's lost control of his brain. That's who he is, Diaper Don.
Diaper Don. Okay, guys. See you in 58.